Good afternoon, all. Today, I'm going to show you how to make sure you get credit for your activities. And as we know, this is a pretty big hot button if you want to make sure you get your highly effective to exceptional ratings within our new MBOs for 2019. So first thing we want to do is click on Salesforce icon. And as you can see, most of the time for most of us, it'll automatically queue into today's date, so your event portion of Salesforce. Now, there's many different ways you can put events, as you know, into Salesforce. Today, I'm just going to show you one way and just make sure everyone's on the same page as far as how to get there and how to do it at least this one way. So first, we want to create a new event for this activity. So you click on New, the little blue button there on the bottom. And I just happen to need one for a property here for Friday, or actually Thursday for this event. Not to confuse things, this is actually an activity. So we're creating an event to represent the activity is the best way to explain it. So what I'm going to do here is to distinguish this event from anything else and make it an official activity. Is I'm going to put here that I'm going to be flyering for an event and raffle for the property that I'm going to be flyering for. Okay, so there we go. And two critical points on this page would be to choose event and to make sure it does not get counted as a sales event because we don't want to construe the numbers. Click on customer education non-sales. This will ensure that one, it will get counted as an activity, and two, it will not get counted as a sales event. So as not to confuse yourself or others that may be looking at your metrics. So on this page, since we've chosen this way to add the event, we're going to go to related to, and then with this drop down, we're going to go down to properties. And you can either type in the property you're looking for, or it just so happens that I had already accessed this within the last 20 activities and going through properties, so it's pretty fresh on my recent list. So I'm going to click on Pebble Point. And then the last thing to do is make sure that you have the right date designated for this activity. So what I'm going to do is kind of do this a little bit early. So this Thursday, because my event is on Friday. So Thursday, January 17th from 10 a.m. And I'm going to give myself 2 hours to complete the event of, or the activity rather, of putting up flyers for this event. And once everything's all said and done, you click on Save in the upper right-hand corner. That's that blue button. All right, so we're good to go. So the best thing to do from here, since we've chosen this route to enter the event into our events for the day, or calendar, if you will, I'm going to go to the day that I set up for, which is Thursday the 17th. Now, as you can see, I've actually got two different entries here because I've done it more than once. So what I'm going to do is just real quick, so I don't confuse myself, just delete one of those fairly quickly here. Okay, perfect. So this is the one we just created just a few moments ago. So what we're going to do is click on the event or the entry for this event and really try not to mix up event and activity to make it confusing. At any rate, we would continue on as if we're making an event to create this activity. And in the lower left-hand corner, which is property event, we just go about BAU business as usual, as if we're creating an event. So property event, you click on that, and there should come up in a familiar screen as far as when you're actually putting an event together. Although in this format, again, we're trying to create it so it just mainly acts as a placeholder, if you will, for making your activities. So here we just go about the same way as we normally would. Although when it asks for type, I would just put other because we're flyering, as the event name suggests. And then just the rest of it as normal. So this is a retail property. It's business as usual. Sales channel is us, Xfinity Communities, and car sponsored. Now, unlike a sales event, we are going to leave where it says total RGU goal as 0. Because again, this is customer education, non-sales, a flyering event to count as an activity, not an actual sales event. So far, everything business as usual other than not filling in a number for RGU goal total or total RGU goal. So all we need to do from here is just click on Save in the upper right-hand corner, the blue button, and now it should take us back to the previous screen. And just waiting on confirmation to see that it accepted the change. Okay, perfect. Once you get that little green blurb at the top, you know you're good to go. So next step in terms of the creation of the activity is in the lower left-hand corner. Click on Property Event, the little purple button. Now, even for an activity or for this to count, we still need to create a new property event item. So we click on that green button, which is in the lower left-hand corner. But in this case, we're just going to be simple, and we're just going to call it flyer, or however you want to describe the event item, because that's really all we're doing. And I would just call it other quantity. You have to put at least one. And then in terms of cost, just to make it count, and for the sake of fulfilling boxes so that it does count, we're just going to put a penny. So as long as you put a penny or more, we are good to go. In fact, I suggest putting a penny because this also does kind of figure into your cost as far as your events and people and things like that. Okay, perfect. This is exactly how it should look. This is exactly the same way it is when we're creating a sales event. It's just that this is using the sales event format to make it count as an activity. In this case, for me, it's a flyer. So last thing we need to do is once the activity is done, basically you close your event we created for the activity the same way you would a sales event, which is you go into Edit, okay? And for number of attendees, I would put however many doors I did, which I believe here is about 200. And then all you need to do is change the status to completed. And then to make it count, you just need to hit the blue button in the upper right hand corner that says Save, and you're good to go. Obviously, I can't do right now because this is an actual activity that I've created that I want to count towards my MBOs as an activity for the fiscal. So I'm just going to hit cancel. And that is basically about it. Now, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to contact me. And I hope that this has made it as clear as possible. And don't hesitate to reach out and ask questions. Thanks for your time and have an excellent day.